It's Thursday, August 3rd, 2023, and I've got 3 free best bets for you. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag and make some money. We bounced back yesterday, had a great day on the channel, 2-1 winning day, cashed in on the Twins and Cardinals over 8.5 runs. Love to see it. I started sweating it a little bit, 7 runs in the first 3 innings, and we didn't score again until the 8th inning, but listen, we got it done there. Luis Arraez, Luis Roberts Jr., and Freddie Freeman all got a hit, plus 148 value on that 3-leg steam right there. You can't beat that. Another hitter parlay cash on the channel at 65% hit rate on these hitter parlays on the channel, so don't miss out on these. And then we did lose on the Rays and Yankees nerfy as Garrett Cole gave up a home run in the first inning. You hate to see it. 2-in-1 day. You can't be too mad at that. You can see our year-to-date record right here. We've just broken even for the month of August. So listen, now we're about to get after it. Now we're about to continue to get the momentum going. So as always, if you can give this video a big like, greatly appreciate it. So this way we can continue to grow the channel. And let's dive into our first best bet of the day. For our first best bet of the day, we are going to a money line pick. A lot of the games are starting early, so I do not like a lot of the late game slates. I'm not going to lie to you, so I'm got a little creative here. And the first game that I like here is the Brewers on the money line, minus 125 on FanDuel. I think we're getting pretty good value here. We got Mitch Keller on the mound for the Pirates. We got Adrian Houser on the mound for the Brewers. And we just have an NL Central divisional matchup. And although I'm not a fan of either of these pitchers, and truthfully, I'm not a fan of either of these teams, I don't really handicap either of these teams, you'll see me start rocking with a lot of teams now that we're getting closer to the playoff season, now that we're getting closer to the back stretch of the season, right? Now it's time that a lot of the teams that have something to play for, that they're going to start locking in and stepping up to the plate. And I think this is what we have in this matchup with the Brewers, who are placing a divisional opponent in the Pirates. They're half a game back from first place in the division behind the Reds. And truthfully, I mean, the Pirates are not out of it, but let's be honest, they're out of it. And the Brewers, they have a chance to win this division. And this is a game where they have to win. They're at home against a divisional opponent. So because of all those factors, I really think that this is a situation where the Brewers are going to come out a little bit more motivated to win. And because of that, I really want to back them in this position. But I'm also just not a big fan of Mitch Keller as well. He started off the year really strong for the Pirates, but he's regressed since then. And then it's been a really tough sledding going for him over the last month or two. Besides his last start against the Phillies, where he went 5 2/3 innings, he gave up 6 hits and 2 earned runs. In his 2 starts before that, he went back-to-back starts against the Angels and the Guardians, where he gave up 6 runs and 8 runs respectively, and a combined 5 home runs in 11 innings of work over those 2 games. As you can see, those are not numbers of a guy that I really want to back, giving up a ton of contact, giving up a ton of hits, and a lot of long balls. Yeah, that's not something that we want to back. And you guys heard me speak about the home run ball yesterday when I was talking about fading Joe Ryan, and he gave up 3 home runs in 3 innings for 7 runs. That's how bad home runs can come and cost you, especially if you're somebody who gives up a ton of contact and you're walking battles, you're getting people on base as well. Now, let me tell you, Adrian Houser for the Brewers, he's not one of my favorite pitchers to back either. He's coming off a pretty rough start where he gave up 8 hits, 6 earned runs, and a home run to the Braves, but I do have to put a little bit of an asterisk next to that start. Why? Not only was he facing one of the best lineups in all of baseball in the Braves, but this is also the second time in the same week that he faced that Braves lineup. So you always have to kind of give the advantage to the hitters on the second time you're facing a pitcher in the same week, and he's not even one of the best pitchers in the lineup. But in his first start against the Braves earlier that week, it was at home, and he went 6 innings, 3 earned runs, and 10 strikeouts in that game, which I love to see. So that means that in that first start, he did really well, even though he got smacked up in that second start, and that was a win for the Brewers in that first matchup when they won that game 4-3. So you love to see that, and I think this is a similar spot for Houser today where he can pitch strong enough to get us a win here. The Pirates are bottom 5 in the league in runs per game over the last 30 days, but they're also top 5 in strikeouts per game over the last 30 games. Houser is not a big strikeout pitcher, but he got 10 strikeouts against the Braves, so that can boost his confidence right there. And then I also don't think the Pirates are going to be able to score enough runs, because I know Keller's going to give up a few. I just don't think they're going to be able to give up enough runs to be able to support him here. And the Pirates are 0-5 on the money line in the last 5 starts that Keller has started in. So because of that, I think all the matchups, all the factors, all the situations are saying take the Brewers here on the money line. We're getting pretty good value at -125 here for a divisional matchup, and I think the Brewers are just a better team here. So give me the Brewers on the money line as the first best bet of the day. For my second best bet of the day, I'm actually going to go to the hitter parlay a little bit early. I normally do it as my third best bet, but I'm actually going to do it as my second best bet because I want to make sure you guys are actually watching these videos and getting all the value that I'm putting out. And some people might not go all the way to the end of the video to get this pick. So this winning pick, which has been at about 65-70% hit rate over the last month and a half, has been getting buried if you're not watching the videos all the way through. So I've got a 3-leg player prop parlay for you guys today, and I've got Freddie Freeman to get a hit, Yan Gomez to get a hit, and Yordan Alvarez to get a hit. If all three of these guys get a hit, that's plus 161 odds value on FanDuel. You can't beat that. We cashed it on plus 148 yesterday, so let's run it back today with 3 guys who've been absolutely on fire. Let's start off with Freddie Freeman. He's been batting over 400 over the last 15 games and 393 over the past month. He has at least 1 hit in 20 of his last 25 games and 2 or more hits in 3 of the last 4 games. He's also swinging the bat really well against left-handed pitchers, 325 against left-handed pitchers as he's facing a lefty today for the A's. And I think Freddie Freeman, they smacked up the A's yesterday. I think the Dodgers are going to do the same thing today. And I think Freddie Freeman is the guy that makes that engine run there. So because of that, give me the guy who's been hitting the ball really well over the past month, close to 400 batting average there. So Freddie Freeman to get 1 hit as the first leg of the parlay. Now the second leg of the parlay, we're going 2 guys that we have not really talked about much on this channel. The first one's Yan Gomez, and I just want to take advantage of the fact that he's in really good form. He's currently on a 10-game hit streak. He's batting 385 over the last 15 games and 425 over the last 7 games. That's right, 425 over the last 7 games. You guys also know I love hitters who have favorable pitching matchups and they faced that previous pitcher in the past. Well, he's facing Luke Weaver from the Reds, and Luke Weaver gives up a ton of contact, 11.5 hits per 9 innings Luke Weaver gives up. And Gomes, like I mentioned, has had some success against him in the past, 2 for 2 with 1 home run against Weaver. So because of that, I love the fact that Gomes should be able to get 1 hit today because of the form that he's in. Now, if you want to take Hornier in there, Nico Hornier for the Cubs, or Cody Bellinger as well, I think if you add both of those guys to this parlay, it can do well for you, or swap out one of these guys with those 2 guys, that will work out as well. But I believe that the Cubs are going to be able to get to Weaver. I think that's a game that's going to go over. The total's at like 10 right now. Weaver gives up a ton of contact, ton of hits. Gomes, because of the form that he's in, currently on a nice hit streak, we're going to take him for the second leg of the parlay. Speaking about a guy who's currently on a hit streak, Yordan Alvarez. He's come back from injury and has been absolutely on fire. Currently on a 6-game hit streak himself. He's batting 391 over the last 7 games, and he's going against a favorable pitching matchup against Clarke Schmidt today, and Clarke Schmidt's give up 9.34 hits per 9 innings for the Yankees, and I think Yordan Alvarez is going to be right there in the mix, being able to smack some. He might even smack one out of the park. You might want to sprinkle a little bit on the home run parlay, as he has 2 home runs in his last 4 games. You always know Alvarez is there in the middle of the lineup for the Astros, ready to swing that bat. He's one of the major league leaders in doubles since he came to the majors, so he's always getting great contact. I think today's a similar matchup as the Houston Astros are taking on the Yankees there at the Yankee Stadium. Clarke Schmidt, a guy who gives a ton of contact. Alvarez is going to be right there in the mix. 3 guys who have been hitting over 400 over the last 7 games. You can't beat that. All I need them to do is get 1 hit for plus 161 odds value there. So give me Alvarez to get 1 hit. Give me Freeman to get 1 hit. Give me Gomes to get 1 hit as my second best bet of the day. For my third and final best bet of the day, I am headed over to the Angels on the first 5 on the run line, and I'm taking them minus half the run. Yeah, and typically don't like taking them minus half a run because that means they have to win. You kind of eliminate the push opportunity there, but the odds are minus 115 on Bovada. Can't really beat that. I just really like the matchup that we have here. We've got Shohei Ohtani going on the mound for the Angels. We got Brian Wu on the mound for the Mariners, and Ohtani is coming off that spectacular complete game performance where he had a 1-hit shutout against the Tigers, and then it's crazy because he followed that big game up in the second half of the doubleheader with 2 home runs. I mean, this guy, what can't he do, right? But I typically don't back Ohtani when he's pitching. If you're inside the Telegram group, make sure you click on the link in the bio so this way you can get all those other picks that I'm dropping. I typically fade Ohtani when he's pitching, especially when he's against really good pitchers. But this is the thing, right? He struggled in the month of July. He had a 4.97 ERA during that month. Besides that 1-hit shutout, it was a really rough month for Ohtani on the pitching mound. But this is the big caveat there. You probably know why that is. It's because he was in trade discussions the entire month. Literally, the media was hounding this guy every single day. Do you think you're going to be traded? Do you think you're going to be here next game? What do you think's your future like with the Angels? What's going to happen? Ohtani did his best to try to ignore it, but I think that was his first run run-in with like the American media and how kind of like treacherous it can be sometimes and how relentless they can be. So I think that affected his game. But guess what? As soon as the Angels came out and announced that they're going to make a push for the playoffs, they're not going to trade Ohtani, guess what happens? He goes out and pitches that one-hit performance. Boom, just like that. So because of that, I feel like Ohtani's, nerves are settled a little bit. I think he's going to build on that performance that he had against the Tigers, and I think he's going to be able to have a strong outing today for the Angels. And I don't need them to win the whole game. I don't need them to go crazy. I just need them to win the first 5 by just 1 run, and I think they can do that today because Bryan Woo is not a pitcher that I like to back. He's been giving up a lot of contact lately. He's been giving up a lot of runs. He went 5 innings in his last matchup, gave up 7 hits and 3 earned runs. In his 2 starts before that against the Jays and the Twins, he pitched a combined 9 innings and gave up 11 runs over those 9 innings and 4 home runs. So he's giving up a lot of tough contact. He's giving up a home run ball a lot. He's not striking out a lot of batters. And then when you also look at the fact that the Angels are 7th in runs per game over the last 30 days, I just don't think that matches up pretty well for a guy who's got a 4.96 ERA like Bryan Woo is, and going against a stellar pitcher like Ohtani, who's going to be at home in this matchup as well. So because of that, I think the Angels are going to be able to get us over the hump here on the run line. Giving the Angels first 5 run line minus half the run. You can take them on the money line. I'm getting a really good value on this at minus 115 as my last and final best bet of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 picks. Hopefully those are 3 winners. I'm looking to sweep the board. It's been a little second since we've had a sweep on the channel. I think it was like last week. So we need our sweep for this week. Hopefully we can keep the momentum going in August strong. Keep building those bankrolls. Keep getting after it. As always, if you have any other picks that you want to share, drop a comment below or drop it inside the Telegram group so this way I can hear some of the plays that you're taking. We're putting out winners every day. We've got our $500 challenge going on right now. Right now in the month of August, we've grown our account from $500 to $1,300 in just 2 days. That's right. In the month of August, we've more than doubled our money in just 2 days off of the picks I'm dropping right here on the video and inside the Telegram group. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you're clicking the link in the bio. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel so this way you can continue to support. And we've got NFL coming up tonight too. Preseason football. Not going to have a ton of preseason plays, but I do have an angle in tonight's game that I really like as well. So I'm going to share that with you all inside the Telegram group. So make sure you guys are joining that. As always, can't wait to see the bread that you're making. Dictate your fate. Let's get at it.